Hola muchachos, soy Fernando Créditos en el video les voy a dar mi review, mi running review de, del increíble, perdón. Hi guys, hi guys, sorry about that. Hi guys, this is your streamer Carlos. On today's video, I'm going to give you my rolling review of the MCU's technically, and I'll explain in a little bit. The Incredible Hulk. Now, in this Incredible Hulk, the technically it is the MCU's Incredible Hulk, but not really, because way back when in 2008, the Incredible Hulk, even though it was Marvel property, right, MCU property, Universal Studios had the rights to the Incredible Hulk, but so technically this is a ghost version of the Incredible Hulk. But in this Incredible Hulk, Bruce Banner is played by Edward Norton. But anyway, the same players are in this movie. Bruce is exposed to gamma rays that turn him into our favorite green monster. He tries to fight his heart rate, and his heart rate that makes him turn into the green monster. And obviously Thunderbolt Ross is Thunderbolt Ross. Still, but it's not Harrison Ford. It's the original actor of who played Thunderbolt Ross. And Polanski is still Polanski. And of course, Elizabeth Ross is played by Liv Tyler, who we saw just recently in Captain America: A Brave New World again. So the same players are involved. But in 2008. So let's set the stage. Bruce, according to the timeline of the Incredible Hulk, he's in Brazil. Hiding out, trying to keep his composure. But he's not only hiding out in Brazil. He's hiding out from the love of his life, Elizabeth Ross. By the way, Thunderbolt Ross, Elizabeth's father, Thunderbolt is hunting Bruce to get him captured and getting the internal demon, meaning the Hulk, under control, and to use the Incredible Hulk, or Hulk, the monster within Bruce, to his own advantage, to his own will. So Bruce has been hiding out in beautiful Brazil. But here's the thing. But every time that again Bruce gets agitated or excited, or his heart rate excited or agitated, for lack of a better word, he turns into the beautiful green monster that we know and love. But he can't accept the fact that this is his new life, that he has to deal with the monster within him. and who would I wouldn't blame him. I can't blame him. So Thunderbolt Ross, back in the States, hires Polanski to hunt him down for him, to basically hunt him down with him and his military force. Now Polanski is a highly decorated Green Beret, highly decorated Green Beret, but in his first encounter with the Incredible with Hulk, he gets demolished, and basically the whole campus of a university gets almost demolished. By this time, guys, Elizabeth. By this time, guys, Bruce has found or has come in contact with Elizabeth Ross. You know, his beloved Elizabeth, not up close, but he has seen her, and Elizabeth realizes that she might have seen or got a glimpse at Bruce. But here's the kicker. Elizabeth has a boyfriend who's played by Ty Burrell. Yes, Phil Dunphy for my Modern Family Nights. Yes, I consider myself a Modern Family night, and chaos ensued. So eventually, Bruce hides out at a local Italian restaurant that the owner that he used to go with Elizabeth out on a date night. And the owner, the cool thing about this is that the owner knows even though we don't get a specific even though the owner doesn't give us doesn't even though the movie doesn't tell us that the owner of this restaurant knows Bruce's secret, it is implied. So Bruce hides out at this restaurant upstairs. But then Elizabeth and her boyfriend, who is played by Ty Burrell, Phil Dunphy, go to this restaurant and have a pretty late nightcap. And of course, in this restaurant is where, again, like I just told you, Elizabeth gets a tiny little glimpse of what she believes, who she believes is Bruce. But eventually she's not wrong. But eventually she's not wrong, and it's Bruce. So Elizabeth picks Bruce up in the pouring rain with her car, picks Bruce up, and they have a very nice embrace, and Elizabeth helps Bruce hide out, but Bruce is obviously loves to embrace Elizabeth, but he knows if he embraces Elizabeth, he gets excited, the good kind of heart excited, love like a heart in love excited, but again, if he gets agitated, even happy, even good agitation, he turns into Hulk. So eventually, Elizabeth and Bruce just run away from out of town, out of Elizabeth's home, and out of town in general, and they both hide out at a motel. But again, eventually, Thunderbolt, Ross, and Lonsky and Thunderbolt's military force catch up to Bruce. By this time, guys, Polanski wants to be exposed, or wants muscle, yes, muscle, or to feel the power of the Hulk. He wants to match. He wants to have the same ability as the Hulk. He wants to transform himself. But so he does. He's more agile. But again, Polanski eventually wants more, and he gets it. And here's how he gets it. Elizabeth knows of a doctor. Well, scratch that. Bruce has been talking to Mr. Blue, a messenger, an anonymous man, pen pal, who's a doctor. So after hiding out at this motel, Elizabeth and Bruce go to the source, Mr. Blue. That's the messengers. That's the anonymous messengers username or code name. So again, the doctor is surprised to see the person that he's been talking to for a few months now, face to face. Eventually, Mr. Blue basically gives the antidote, to Bruce of how to control the monster inside of him that we know and love, Hulk. But there's no cure. There's no cure. There's a cure, but he needs to. But the doctor eventually finds that there's no cure yet, and I use the word yet in emphasis. So anyway, at Mr. Blue's lab, Bruce and Elizabeth find out that indeed Mr. Blue is a scientist, and he takes a vial of Bruce's 2 vials of Bruce's blood, and he has been storing gamma infected or super infected blood, similar to the blood that similar to Bruce's gamma rated infected blood to find a cure. But anyway, so Mr. Blue hooks uh, hooks Bruce to this machine, and the unhulking process begins. Like taking sucking the Hulk out of Bruce's system. But again, the Hulk fights the unhulking process. So Elizabeth basically gets on top of Bruce. Yes, gets on top of Bruce's chest to calm him down and to hold him down. And plus, Mr. Blue tied Bruce up, like laying down. But even though, but both the tie downs and Elizabeth on Bruce's chest did not work. And then the monster was unleashed again. The Hulk was unleashed again, and so he ran away. The Hulk ran away to who knows where, to a cave. But luckily Elizabeth was there in the cave with Hulk. So she waited for the unhulking process to come naturally. The unhulking process to happen naturally. What I mean by that, for Bruce to calm down and for Bruce to return back to normal. But by this time, Lonsky wanted more. Wanted Mr. Blue, yes, Mr. Blue, to transform to basically do a transformation on him, and to be better than the Hulk. And Mr. Blue had no other choice to do that. So Lonsky became known, and as we know him now in the MCU as the abomination. But Mr. Blue did not go unscathed. Because in the transformation process of Lonsky, Mr. Blue got his brain, his temple, and his face got gamma rated ricocheted onto his temple, and we saw Mr. Blue again in the present day, MCU in A Brave New World, in Captain America Brave New World, as the leader. As he called himself the leader. But the incident that I'm telling you about led to his appearance in Brave New World. And calling himself now not Mr. Blue, and his actual name as the leader. So anyway, Lonsky, or Abomination, was basically destroying everything in his path. Everything in New York in his path. But Bruce was finally captured by Thunderbolt, and Elizabeth told her father that she would never forgive her father for what he has done to Bruce, hunting him down for the longest time like a piece of meat. But Bruce saw that the abomination was destroying the city of New York. So he basically said, I don't give a flying potato. I'm going to embrace my anger to save New York. So, in a bold desperation move, Bruce said to Thunderbolt, "Uncuff me. I need to go down to the ground. So to stop the monster that you built up." So Bruce did, and man, was it a fight that Bruce eventually won. Then it was over. The crazy running around was over, but not entirely, because once again, Hulk had a breakthrough within himself after destroying and after defeating the abomination. He had a moment of clarity. I need to run away again so I don't cause any harm. Unnecessary harm, unless the people of New York need me again. So then we see in the post-credits scene, Bruce doing relaxation yoga, not stretching, but just sitting, and we see his heart, his watch, keeping track of his agitation and heart rate. Then we see all of a sudden Bruce's eyes turn lemon lemon hardcore green, and that's how this wonderful, and this is how the Incredible Hulk ends, guys. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Hit that like button and let me know in the comments. Do you think the MCU, the current MCU, like present day MCU, should do a Hulk movie with the Bruce Banner that we have now, which is Mark Ruffalo. But again, guys, I don't want you to get confused. This is a this is a alternate version of Bruce. Yes, this is an alternate universe of the Hulk. So, by a technicality, this is the first Hulk movie for of the MCU, but not really, because, like I said, back in 2008, Universal Pictures had the rights to the Hulk for some weird reason. So technically, the Incredible Hulk movie that I just did a review on is the first Hulk movie that we have ever seen. But not really. Because this movie, where the time setting is an alternate universe, because Mark Ruffalo is our Hulk now. But again, in 2008, the MCU was barely getting started, but they were missing a big piece, which was Hulk. But again, in 2008, for some weird reason, political contract movie rights, technicalities, Universal had the rights to the Incredible Hulk. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Hit the like button and let me know, and again, let me know in the comments. Do you think Kevin Feige should do, or do you think we deserve, and do you think we need, do you think we need a proper unalterated unaltered universe Hulk movie for the MCU? So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Again, remember to hit that like button, and until we MCU again. Bye.